Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with more fallout from a Fox 9 investigation.
Some state lawmakers are calling for immediate passage of legislation to help stop fraud in the child care assistance program. Fox 9 investigator Jeff Ballion here now with the very latest on this. Jeff?
Well, there's less than a week in the legislative session left, so it's unclear if any of these proposals can actually get approval in such a short time. But clearly, there's agreement to take a deeper look at the fraud problem.
I don't even know how deeply we're going to get into the topics that we're going to begin to address or how big the challenges are.
State lawmakers holding a special hearing, starting things off by watching the Fox 9 investigators' reports on what appears to be rampant fraud of public money. Millions of dollars ripped off, intended to help low-income families pay for child care.
I was concerned. I was deeply concerned.
Among those called to testify, Scott Stillman, a former state computer forensic investigator who worked on daycare fraud cases. A year ago, he wrote this email to his supervisors at the Department of Human Services. We are working on and currently overwhelmed with significant fraud cases involving organized crime, defrauding hundreds of millions of dollars. Significant amounts of these defrauded tax dollars are being sent overseas to countries and organizations connected to entities known to fund terrorism.
The internal controls on these programs really need to be examined.
Other government sources tell us Stillman's estimate of $100 million in fraud a year is on the mark. But the acting commissioner of DHS disputes the number is that high.
I can't give you that exact number. Everyone wants to know what the exact number is, and I'm not sure what it is either.
10 daycare centers are currently under active investigation, suspected of overbilling the state millions of dollars, most of them owned by Somali immigrants. One community member encouraging lawmakers to get tougher with the fraudsters.
This issue is epidemic, very serious. Is that money going out of the country? Yes.
DHS management believes a small number of bad actors are to blame.
There are many, many fine Somali child care centers that are providing excellent care to our children.
DHS says none of the cases it's charged so far have any direct link to terrorism, but we're told by state and federal agents that some of the fraud money is going overseas, and it's likely some of it's being skimmed by terrorist organizations when it arrives.
These things have to be answered. It is now thrown out there. It behooves us all to get the answers.
Some of the ideas being tossed around to address the problem call on the legislative auditor to investigate and adopt new rules to make it harder to commit daycare fraud.